It's episode 2 of Couch Co-op Classics. I am Couch Coop. We're looking at Snow Bros. Huge nostalgia for me. Came out in 1990. I was a very young boy and I had to go on holiday, right, get this, to France. I was ripped away from my Spectrum 128K and just in this French village with like nothing to do, but there was an arcade cabinet in the corner under the name of Snow Brothers or Snow Bros, and it had 2 joysticks and I had my stepbrother with me. Anyway, we couldn't leave until we finished that first boss, and many a French franc was lost. As far as I was concerned, France was amazing from that day on. We're going to look at most of the ports. We're starting off with the actual arcade cabinet capture, so this is why that music sounds a bit tinny. The visuals will look a little bit different to some of the 16-bit, and there's a current version of this game which we'll get to at the end. This is part of what I consider the Holy Trinity Tower, okay? You guys know what I'm talking about. And we will get to those other games at some point. It's all about going up floors. And there's like 50 advertised in the original base game. By the way, some of the box art for this is shockingly bad. It was that sweet spot. Mega Man fell into that, where box art was just hit or miss. The developer's called Toaplan, and they didn't make the other 2 Trinity games, and they've had this strange rocky ride after Snow Bros came out. Snow Bros was sequeled with the 2nd and 3rd, but some of these games on what they released after Snow Brothers are just not as bigger names over in the West as this title was. I was really surprised at that. Snow Bros was released and distributed in North America under a Capcom umbrella to a certain extent. I was under the impression that Capcom both developed and distributed this game full stop, but no, barely neither. And Ocean as well were also involved in some of the European porting of this game. This is the intro to the Genesis or Mega Drive version of the game. Really stunning stuff. I love this art style, and there was more put in to the front end of the story once it made it off the arcade machines. It's actually suspiciously close to the Cuphead story with 2 brothers, normal humans, I think, normal human boys, and then are like cursed with these forms of being these Snow Bros. The game's creature design and art style is very Eastern, and it was a real alien look for me as a young guy. I hadn't seen this sort of fonts or these strange wavy lines. I was really taken aback at the enemy designs as well. They were proper creepy to me with their larger noses, kind of goblin style. It hadn't occurred to me that we're looking at a thoroughbred Japanese game. As an adult who's familiar with a lot of these images, it all makes perfect sense to me now, and the detail was phenomenal. Smoked eel, bit of maki, sushi there, and I remember seeing this front banner and thinking, what is this sush? I didn't see the eye, I'm like, what is this sush? But look at how cool the food angle is with the artwork. Sushi had not hit the West in 1990, especially not England, into the life of a 10-year-old boy, and that probably goes for all the adults as well. This imagery was very unfamiliar. Okay, it's time to talk about gameplay, and you've probably been working it out in the background here, but there are a few nuances that make it quite an exciting setup. One of which is the enemies will come back to life if you haven't put enough snow on them. They will even reanimate if they're completely covered in snow. So the whole situation's got time bombs ticking all over it. The higher you get in the room, the more damage you can cause by pushing down your snowball and smashing everything. You can also ride the snowball, and you can work in conjunction with each other by getting special blue balls. It doesn't let up either. It's very difficult. You've got to be moving and looking for gaps. It's a very intense game. We're just going to look at the sequel very quickly, and this is the weirdest character select menu, right? I think that's a real picture of a baby that's being redrawn in a 16-bit style. I never played the 2nd game. It boasts 4-player. I'm looking into actually trying to emulate it or get my hands on it. I don't remember the game having a huge impact on the industry or being owned by myself, but it looks kind of awesome. They haven't messed around with too much. The 3rd game changes it into footballs, I think, and it does not carry over well. They've got loads of really weird voice sampling in it. It's lost that beautiful cartoony arcade charm. This one is probably where it ends for the series, I think. Finally, we get to the Switch version of the game, which is a revamped, remade version of the original. Extremely welcome. I'm currently waiting for my physical copy, and this can do no wrong in my eyes. It's still got local co-op on it, and it's had a real sharpen of all of the visuals. Extremely important that they didn't delve or mess around, put microtransactions and change it into a battle royale. You know what I'm talking about. Everything's kept in the right place, so well done Nintendo for rolling that out. Not extortionate either, retailing at around 25 quid, but you can find a free download on PC of the 1993 release of the game, which still works on a couch co-op level. You can use the keyboard, you don't even need 2 pads, it doesn't cost anything, it's a great emulated version of the game. I may even dig out a link and whack that in the old comments. Can you comment also on what your classic couch co-op memory was? Do you have a deeper personal connection with Snow Bros like I do, or maybe it's the other Holy Tower Trinity games that you're more into? I'm going to look at some Bitmap Brother games on the next video, and Metal Slug XX was covered on the original episode 1 of the series. Please go and check it out. Annotations and playlist in the comments still on with the top 25 couch co-op games of all time, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Of course, we'll see you down there.